everyone, my name is PJ. Welcome to my channel, The Journaling Potato. I joined the journaling community, the online journaling community last year, and I set up my Instagram account and this YouTube account at the same time. And if you follow me on Instagram, you probably know that I recorded a video last year and then never actually posted it because I got cold feet. The video last year was about me swatching different inks and trying out different dip pens and giving like a little review on those. But yeah, I didn't feel like I added much interesting things to it, so I basically decided I don't want to post it. However, today I'm recording this video because I basically have some like thoughts and opinions on my current journaling setup, which started with, well, this year I started in the A5 Avec. And I'm I'm definitely a new Avec, Hobonichi user, and I thought maybe I'll record a video and kind of talk about my thoughts that I've been having, and second thoughts and maybe overthinking of potentially what I maybe want to move my journaling into going forward this year. So yeah, hopefully you find this video useful or like enjoyable to watch, and I hope I can provide something interesting. Okay, so let's get into it. So like I said, I'm a new Hobonichi user, or newish. I've been using the Hobonichi A5 Avec since July last year, so for 7-8 months. And previously I've been a traveler's notebook user for many years, and I have eventually settled into the passport size of it. So actually last year I started in my passport, and then kind of because I joined Instagram, which I or the journaling community on Instagram, which I tried to I actually avoided joining because I didn't want to be kind of influenced in like kind of what journals to use, and because I was pretty happy in my passport. But somehow I decided I'm gonna join, and obviously inevitably got sucked into the Hobonichi world and the Hobonichi, everything. And I basically got really into using stickers, which is also something that I really have avoided and never really was into, like putting kind of like stickers and tapes as decoration into my journals. So this one I kind of started maybe 2 weeks ago. I backfilled a traveler's notebook weekly insert, and looking at this is closer to what I used to do in my notebooks than this. This is definitely new, but I've kind of really gotten used to it, and actually I must admit I quite enjoy it. Like it felt like I was I don't know what's the word, like I felt like I was kind of going against my nature of adding stuff just purely for a decorative kind of nature, because I also do use tapes in my traveler notebooks, but actually only for them to have some sort of function. In this particular case, it might not be super obvious, but this is an entirely different paper and page. So I ripped out the original page. Oh no, that's not right. This is the different page. This one is only the bottom section that I've removed, because the bottom sections always have like their logo, and then this tape just holds the new page in place. So there's nothing kind of overly excessive in terms of like just something beautiful in my passport. But coming back to my Hobonichi Avec, so the reason why I'm having second thoughts now, and why definitely will be moving away from this A5 size is that I had kind of three things that really like bothered me. Number one is that I felt I had too much space to fill, which I think is very like I think just from like in just looking through different accounts and what people say, a lot of journaling folk have this problem where they feel the pressure of having to fill the page, and it becoming like a burdensome responsibility to to actually do. And I think I have hit this point already after only 7 months of using the Avec. What I feel is that in my monthly, I basically record just like the memories of like the happenings of the day in like a few words, and then in my weeklies I will expand a bit more, and then in my dailies I would basically write. Oh, this is not really a like I would write to fill the page, and I will write with a lot of blurb and a lot of la 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 la, and it's just me writing for the sake of having to fill the page. In this particular case, with the really broad dip pen nib, the page filled quite quickly, but my usual kind of nib size of choice is very fine, so it takes a while. Anyway, so that's a problem. And then I also felt like maybe I was getting a little bit bored of how I decorated or how I'm decorating my pages, because really there's not really much variations that I feel I want to do. So it's either at something at the bottom, and then when I use, for example, Salem Creative stuff, I do like a weekly spread exclusively Salem Creative, because I think it looks just amazing. I love her little mugs, and otherwise, all I'm doing is something horizontal, maybe something sprinkled across the page, at different levels on the page, usually somewhere kind of at the top or somewhere at the bottom. Sometimes I do vertical decor as well, which is kind of what this is. This is probably more confetti-like. But yeah, I just kind of got a bit bored, and I got a bit bored of having to decorate kind of the daily pages as well. This is a very tragic page. It looks really bad. I really am not doing Salem Creative justice. So I kind of basically hit a point where I thought I need to change it up. And I think this was only 2 points, wasn't it? But anyway, whatever. Basically, I think I got bored. I'm overwhelmed by the space. And thirdly, got my train of thought back. I also felt like I betrayed my TN loyalty by swapping out of it. And I've been having this kind of irrational, overthought fear that, I'm losing myself by kind of falling into the vortex and trap of kind of decorating my pages for decorating's sake. And I felt, I don't want to lose myself, and I think I should go back to what I did enjoy and what worked for me by just being functional, which is what this is. Like, there's no extra stickering going on. Also, just a side note, obviously if you have gotten into this habit here, you end up having to buy loads of stuff, like washi tape, stickers, and that's not really sustainable or good for, just consumption in general. So anyway, I kind of thought, okay, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to swap into my passport and be happy with it and just forget about the Hobonichi completely. But then I sat down and did a little bit more thinking. And I basically had 4 contenders. So either I go into my traveler's notebook passport size, and then I have a continuity and archive. So all my other stuff has been weekly traveler notebook passport thingies. So obviously then it means my archive is going to be really neat. Everything's the same format and it's going to be amazing. That's what I really like. And I also like the leather cover, and it's just really just kind of what I was about or what I enjoy, and the size is really nice as well, just to like throw it in your bag. But then when I kind of was thinking about it, I wondered whether I would actually miss decorating pages. So then there were like a couple of others. Oh, actually, let's stick with passport size. What I kind of really enjoyed and what I missed while using my Passport Weekly horizontal inserts is the vertical layout of a weekly, which exists for the standard traveler notebooks, but not for this size. So then I thought maybe I should try the Sterling Ink traveler notebook inserts, which has a vertical weekly layout option. And also what it has is it has a grid. Didn't think I would miss the grid in here, but I actually started to enjoy having a grid. I will get into that in a little bit. Actually, I'm just gonna show you here. So in your Hobonichi, when you have a grid and you have a to-do list, it's really nice just to tick it off with a cross on the left-hand side, basically. But it doesn't really work, I feel, for the blank pages that the traveler notebooks are. I think it looks weirdly messy. So what I used to do, and what I would be inclined to be doing, is when I've done something, just to cross it out with a line across the task. But then the issue with that is that if something was cancelled, for example, I would cross it out as well. So then I don't know whether I've actually done it or whether I've just moved the task. So that I would miss, or I'm missing in here, but I would then get for my like weekly spread that's vertical from Sterling Ink with the grid, and I kind of like it. From what I gather though, which was a big minus point for me, is that online it seems to suggest that the grid size varies in the same book, which is weird. So I don't have the book in front of me, so I don't know, but I'm gonna have to check it, and if it does vary, that's a bit of a problem. Then there's another thing, which is yeah, I mean, it's very personally to me and maybe really, really weird to other people, but I find it really weird to cross brands. So this is obviously a traveler's notebook insert in a traveler notebook cover. But if I were to use the Sterling Ink insert, that would be a different brand insert in like a TN cover. And I don't know if I can cope with that. But having said that, because these inserts are designed for the traveler notebooks and they have, I think, the same pages as these inserts, I think I would have less issue of using these like the Sterling Ink inserts in my traveler notebook. What I've tried previously is to use an entire, like for example, I've used a insert that had a lot more pages, so it was really chunky. I think 128 pages or something. And that was just like a gridded notebook, and it just didn't fit in this cover as well as, you know, the original inserts and hopefully the Sterling Ink one. And I just really didn't like it and didn't use it at all. I tried it last year. You know, a lot of people put like, I don't know, like a Leuchtturm or something in here. This is probably the wrong example, or maybe like a Moleskine. I don't know. So, you know, like entirely different brand, and it just, for me, it wouldn't work. Like it wouldn't, I think the elastic band wouldn't hold things nicely either. So, and it's already a non-flat line notebook already. Oh yes, so this is like a good kind of example of what I would do. Like I oftentimes in my passport notebooks, I would rip pages out, entire pages, and then I would change it into something potentially that I've collected. So maybe like a paper bag from a shop. I will make it maybe into a pocket and then insert it as a page and then write on it like a calendar. This might be another video that I can talk more in depth about. So yeah, and then I also for a brief moment considered the Forest Planner by Nicole Josephine. I think the planner is beautiful, and her weekly pages are really, really cool as well. So her weekly page go over two double pages, and at the first double page she has like a weekly overview thing at the top, which is really, really nice. And then the 7 days are spread across two double pages, which make a lot of sense. It was a B6 format, which is another new format to me, and I wasn't too sure whether I like that maybe I'm judging it, way too prematurely, but I just kind of didn't want to try another format that I'm not familiar with. Like B6 is a bit different to like A6, for example. We'll get to that. And also, I felt her beautiful illustrations would be completely lost on me. Not because I don't think they're beautiful. It's more like I don't want that. What I want to call brand cohesion. Like, I don't want it to be that branded in a way, which is funny because Hobonichi is pretty branded, and obviously Traveler's Notebook is pretty branded, but Traveler Notebooks, I always try to remove this, as you've like kind of seen here, like it's gone. But I don't think I would want to do that to the Forest Planner, also because the paper is a bit thinner, and yeah, so I think I probably would have ended up covering her little illustrations at at some points. Like, she had basically like acorns and whatnot, like beautiful illustrations, and I think I just didn't want that. So basically decided not to get it format wise and just design wise, but layout is definitely like amazing, like really cool idea. So then I really was kind of almost settled just to switch back to my Traveler Notebook Passport. But then a friend of mine, she has started to use the Hobonichi A6 this year, and she's done a few videos. I'm gonna link her below. She's done a few videos on Instagram, and I just thought they were amazing. I think it just made a lot of sense for her particular style, and I utterly got influenced, and I've decided maybe I should try I shouldn't just completely shred Hobonichi and actually give a smaller format a go, which is why now I have the A5, which I have been keeping up with up until I receive my Hobonichi order, which I did just very recently, and I'm still waiting for my sterling ink. But I think I'm going to keep all three going at the moment and then decide. But, oh yeah, so what I wanted to say about the A6 is I only considered the A6, even though I like what my friend did was amazing, but I only really like bitten the bullet and ordered stuff when I discovered that they do a weekly insert, like a weekly page supplement, they call it. And because I particularly like the vertical weekly layout, it really works for me in terms of getting a good visual overview for me to plan my weeks. I thought, okay, it's no brainer. It's like half the size of the A5, half the size of empty pages to fill. I should be good. And then, once you put decoration on top, it's even less to do. So that's why I've ordered it. And a little comment about this one is this is me not doing my due diligence. So it's not like, it's not necessarily a complaint, like a review that I would write. But I didn't know that the supplement is smaller in size than the actual A6. Obviously, it does make sense. It's a supplement, and maybe some people actually slot it, I don't know, in between the book when they kind of, use it. And that it makes sense that it just disappears, rather than if it's the same size, it would poke out at the very least at the front. So makes a lot of sense, but was a bit of a surprise. My first instinct was like, oh no, that's horrible. But now, actually, I like it. So this is just a, for your information, for future reference, if you are thinking of getting a supplement. It is a different size, but it works. It's fine. Okay, so I kind of have shown you a little bit of my Traveler's Notebook setup already. So you can see it's like really functional, no stickers at all, which I will keep up. And then, actually, I do have stickers. So this is my plan. It's kind of the current plan, I suppose. So the idea is that my vertical weekly is going to be functional planning, no decoration, but I might insert, like I said, entire pages made out of some, like collected artifacts. And then the monthly grid, if I would just stick to my Traveler Notebook, the monthly grid will then allow me to scratch my now added habit of wanting to use stickers. So, which I kind of started doing it in the January spread. So it's just really, I mean, it looks quite messy actually. It's just messy stuff, like basically what I was doing in my monthly spread in the Hobonichi, but in even smaller kind of dosage, and potentially not writing in every day. And I would allow myself to basically put kind of stickers and stamps and things like that, just to literally scratch my itch, scratch my habit of wanting to use stickers. And then I kind of picked a few stickers out because I know I need to use them at some points, and I've started on my Feb page. And you can see here, my January page, I left the original, horrific stamp here, but like in February I will cover it and I will start a new kind of February thing. So that would be my traveler's notebook. It would just be it'd be a mix of me doing me again in my beloved passport size, but with a bit of stickering and decoring at the back in the monthlies. Now, coming to my A6, which it seems like I now I'm gravitating towards, which has surprised me. So what I've done is, which is partly why I wanted to make this video, because I thought it was quite a good idea to kind of do this to get an idea of whether I would want to use the A6. I don't know why I didn't do it for the A5. I think it was just so exciting to try something new, and everybody's journal looks so fun that I was just wanting to jump straight in without thinking, which is why I think the A5 became a bit messy for me, which I'm going to go into now. Okay, so for my A6, I've just been doing kind of layout practices or layout ideas, and just get an idea of what I want to put down and where maybe. So I have started tracking in my A5 already this year. I've started tracking kind of exercise and how I feel about that particular exercise on a particular day, and so I think I'll do the same. I'll carry on basically doing it in my A6, but I will also start tracking my vitamins, my reading, knitting, and whether I've done any and whether I've closed all my rings or not. And then these are all hypothetical actually. I just kind of wanted to see how it might look. So this was kind of me thinking, I really like these little faces, so I kind of want to use these faces rather than just saying, oh, it was good, or it was like a yay, meh, and nay kind of thing, and how I felt about the exercise. But I do quite enjoy these things with a pen, so it's like a dot, different colored highlighter pens to indicate whether it was like gym or running or maybe yoga or something like that. That thought was because I was thinking it would be less cost to me and consumption instead of buying these little dot stickers. But I don't know, I do like the dot stickers, and I think it's not that much of an expense that I would not go for it if I liked the look of it. I would probably go with this, but I do quite like the neatness of this. But doing it like that, I can't really note down how many kilometers I ran, for example, which is quite useful. But anyway, I think this is quite I'm quite settled in this. This seems fine. So I will probably go ahead and do something like that in my A6. The thing that I spend most of my time on has been these weeklies, because like I said, it's probably actually, if I were to stick with Hobonichi, the pages that actually have the most function for me in terms of planning a week. So I've kind of just tried different things. So I've tried having different layouts with kind of the decorations at different points of the page. So this one, the decoration or the washi tape is going to be in the middle, and then how that might shift how I would keep track of things. And then deco at the top seems to be, in terms of this particular layout, the best choice because I have the most space at the bottom, and I really literally rarely use this, or have used this in my A5, or does it not exist? Oh yeah, it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist in the A5. That's why I haven't been using it. But I also haven't been using it like here. For some reason, I find it weird to use like a tick box that is already there for me to write stuff next to. That's a really weird thing, isn't it? But yeah, it feels a bit weird. Anyway, so then I just kind of went through different variations really, and have come to the conclusion that so for example here I have used the tick box as like a place for me to put a few, like 3 feelings of the day, or like 3 somethings of the day, instead of, because obviously this side is covered, I can't have like a mood page, like mood graph. So I guess I could be doing that because I do want to track my moods through the week. And then another thing that I think that I really want to track is my food. And initially, through kind of my testing, I thought I would track my foods on the weekly pages at the bottom, where I kind of also record what I was doing in the gym or what exercise I was doing, and then also record what I've been eating in the day. But I think I might move those 2 into my dailies, which you will see in a minute. But then it basically also means I have a lot of space, a lot more space in here to track something else, and I wouldn't actually right now know what to track. So in a way, I feel like, again, this is telling me already that maybe I have too much space that I then end up wanting to fill, which I do not want to. So I think if I carry on with the A6, or if I decide to use the A6 maybe for next year or something, I think the plan is to potentially keep the weeklies ultra functional that I would be doing in my traveler notebooks, and then have only the daily pages as like the fun, over the top decorated pages. Maybe, I don't know. So I basically decided, I think my moods have to be tracked, and then just stuff like happenings and things. But what I really enjoyed was that by photocopying the weekly pages, you can see this one is actually, like, these 2 are pages that I've had already decorated, because I was basically going to copy stuff out from my A5 with the same decor that I used on those weeks. But then I kind of thought, no, let me try how I would lay out things, and I just really enjoy doing it this way. And I have basically made some comments, like new things that I haven't done. So for example, here I get I'm a migraine sufferer, which is also why I'm tracking food and exercise. Like, I haven't really in my what's it? Oh my god, in my A5, I haven't really tracked when I would get a migraine and how bad it was, which I think I would want to start tracking in my A6. And then just other comments. Oh yeah, here for example, these tick boxes, do I just want to kind of use 1 or 2 of them just to track what I'm reading on a weekly page rather than somewhere else? So I thought this was a good exercise, and it, just by copying stuff, I haven't really ruined a page, but have got a better, more like clear idea of what I want out of my notebook, which I haven't really been doing, because I think I was so settled in my TN that I just thought, oh my god, it's fine, I'm fine. And then I had so much fun in my Hobonichi, because it was such a new, novel thing that I was like, oh yeah, I'm fine, I'm just going to carry on with the A5 this year and let other people stress about their journaling setup. And now I'm like at this point in February and go, oh, I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, so this is this. So hopefully you found this interesting. And then I basically came up with a plan, which is funny because at the point of me writing the plan, it was the plan, but now I've changed again because I've been doing the same exercise. Let's pick up my page. I've been doing the same exercise with the daily pages on the A6. And with the daily pages, I'm kind of quite firm now in what I feel like I need from them. which is another thing. I don't know whether I mentioned, maybe I've already said, but because with the A5, because of at the time being such a new format to me and having that much space to fill, I literally use the daily pages as like dear diary pages, and I would basically write for writing's sake to fill the page, and then there's just a lot of fluff included in actual useful information. So I feel like now when I flick through my Avec from last year, even though I know Christmas Day, obviously we had presents, but I can't immediately see what I got, for example, or what other people felt of the presents I gave them, even though I know I must have put it down, but I just can't find it because I have to read through a novel to get there. So my conclusion for my A6 is that I definitely want more structure, or knowing exactly what few kind of things I want to put down. So the conclusion is to basically track my food and my exercise on this side of the column, and then have like this side just for tasks. So it'd be like as functional as I can get, a bit like my traveler notebooks. So it would just be like things that I need doing, and then because it has a grid, I can just do like a tiny little cross rather than crossing everything out. So that's good, because then it means stuff that's crossed out hasn't happened and needs to be moved, and stuff that I just ticked off with a cross means I actually have done it. And then also, and then at the bottom bit, or in the smaller spaces, or potentially in the bigger spaces here, I can then, say, okay, if something really exciting happened on the day, I will write more, like I will have a bigger Dear Diary section and then a smaller to-do section, and potentially actually end up using these little tick boxes. And then otherwise I would just have like small spaces for like a sum up of like, how was the day, was there anything exciting, did I feel particularly good or bad? But that gives me a bit of structure, and I think I quite like these layouts. I think this one is the one that I don't like, because the lines are just too harsh. They feel like too cutting, and yeah, so I think I'll probably go for like one of these, basically, also depending on kind of where the decor is gonna go. And then lastly, the header page, or the cover page, I guess, for each month in the dailies. I think I'm gonna just use them as lists for things. So it's funny that I actually, like, haven't really kept a list of like a wish list, stationery wish list, or like a yarn wish list, or like things to knit list. So now I'm gonna make these headers these lists, and then, for example, with my watch list of movies and TVs and whatnot, TV shows and whatnot, I can then write a comment how I felt about them, whether they were good or terribly bad, do a little bit of like a 5-star rating, and then I can do that for like my knitting as well, like whether I liked a pattern or whether I didn't like a yarn, or what, and things like that. And then I think that is kind of quite a good plan to have. So yeah, I think this is basically it. Like I basically haven't done anything in my extra notebook. It's still blank, but I'm gonna backfill as many pages as I can this weekend, and hopefully then also get a better feel of whether in actual practice I like this, whether there is enough space, because right now here in my kind of like tryouts, it's literally just random things put down and hoping they would work, kind of thing. So yeah, that's basically it. Yeah, I don't think there's anything I wanted to kind of add to that, other than saying that now that I have my A6, I'm gonna pause and retire the A5, because I think it's definitely too big a format, and then I'm gonna try use my A6 how I kind of planned out here, for a little while, and wait for my my sterling ink insert for my traveler notebook to arrive, and then decide whether, which one I actually like most. So I will basically carry on with these two simultaneously, and then maybe do like another review in a month or like 2 months and decide whether maybe I want to pause another one or actually I just want to keep both going. I don't know. I think it's too excessive to keep both, to be fair. But I do think at the moment in my traveler notebook, I miss the space for more chat. I actually miss the Dear Diary kind of pages a little bit. But then I also don't know whether it's because currently I'm in the habit of doing them and actually innately I don't need them. Innately I might be just okay by writing a comment here and there on like a page, like for example here I kind of said gym and felt a bit tired. That might just be enough for me really, because I never really used to miss those Dear Diary pages. It might just be like a habit that I've picked up now with the Hobonichi. So we'll see. I think I'm basically just gonna try both and then hope one will stick, or I would like one better than the other, and then hopefully just have one notebook. I don't like multiple notebooks, so I don't have a commonplace notebook or like a brain dump notebook. Everything kind of just goes in the same thing. And in my Hobonichi, the brain dump and commonplace stuff was just written out on the daily pages as a train of thought kind of thing. It's like, oh my god, I thought about this and maybe I should do that, and what about this book? Oh, this book is quite nice. This is so I prefer one notebook rather than multiple things that I have to keep up with. So hopefully I'll end up picking one of these, and I will update you guys on this and on that when I reach a conclusion. Maybe I won't reach a conclusion, which would be problematic. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video interesting or useful. And yeah, hope to see you soon. Hopefully I'll record another video and upload this one. Until then, thank you so much again for watching, and bye bye.